Looks like Patience is gone. And judging by the mess, I doubt he left willingly. Bet you all the serum in the world the fucking ASC's behind all this. They need to be stopped before they overrun Noctis. And I need to find Patience. Fuck, and the tablet. Fortunately, this is beyond my skill level. Fortunately, this is beyond my skill level.
After trailing the groups you mentioned, it's obvious that they each have a few people among them who aren't just looking for you, but purposely seeding unrest in the population, and maybe pushing for an uprising.
Then we need to stop it.
Here's a description of everyone we found. Give me your map. There. I've marked every place you can find them. Shouldn't be hard for you to get them now.
Big shit boss finally gets the message they ain't wanted here.
Just as long as it doesn't push Victor to send twice as many people back.
Not a chance now that Dandolo can't deny that ASC's a problem here anymore. No. Now it's going to be forced to deal with
Zachariah, I was just starting to worry.
Before.
Bad news, I'm afraid. The ASC's not only in Noctis, but they're starting to threaten its safety. I know you did what you could to get rid of their spies, but if you stay here, they'll come back. And now we may be open to a direct attack from Abundance. I'm sorry, Zachariah. They're after you and your friends. I can't risk the safety of all my people for just you.
So you're turning your back on us?
No, no. I would never turn my back on a friend. I set a meeting for you with the technomancers from Aurora. Their arms are open. You'll be safer from Victor with them by your side. You just can't stay here.
Why are you helping me?
A scratch on the back for what I hope will be a long-term relationship, Mr. Mancer. They'll meet you under one of their shadow paths. Take the map. You'll be well received. Now get going. As soon as you can gather your things and friends together. The longer you stay, the more danger those of us around you face.
How'd you manage to get in touch with Aurora's technomancers?
Wasn't easy, but we have agents in all of the corporation's cities. The equivalent of Nisha, but not as easy on the eyes, lives in Shadowlair and was our point on this little mission. Their technomancers are quite knowledgeable, powerful, and I assume the idea of having one of their counterparts from Abundance join them and give them a little upper hand probably put a few smiles on their faces. But their chief's name, it's slipping my mind. Profanity? No, something more. Chastity, promiscuity, generosity. Yeah, that's the one. Their chief's named Generosity, I think. He's quite chummy with the Dowser wisdom, I hear. Shouldn't be too hard for him to make you feel welcome. So set your mind at ease.
Now we're headed back to Aurora. This is the definition of insanity. Do you think they know how many times I've attacked them?
I'm really sorry, Zach. I'm sure Dandolo would have preferred to keep us all in Noctis. It makes me uncomfortable, but we can't keep Noctis under Victor's crosshairs. He wouldn't hesitate to wipe it off the face of Mars just to get his hands on you.
I don't know about that. Big Bad Victor is definitely a manipulative rat, but he's gonna have a lot of trouble wiping out a city like Noctis using a couple of harebrained schemes.
Do the corporations differ all that much? I know you were raised to think so, but as a mutant, I only see humans bickering over petty squabbles. The differences don't matter now, especially since they're welcoming you with open arms. Supposedly, technomancers are treated well.
Here's the truth. I know this transition's gonna be hard for you. Aurora may ask you to fight against your former corporation. You may end up on the battlefield against men and women you knew from before. And at least there's no chance of coming up against an old technomancer buddy, because they're all with you. Well, except for that Snake Allen. But that doesn't really matter, right?
What bothers me is that they're gonna commandeer my baby. I'm warning you, Zach. I like you, but if they try to take my rover, I'm out. So fucking out! It's me and my rover or nothing.
take you down! You won't get away!
The last fight before freedom, Zachariah! Release him. Let him serve as our messenger. I hope, Zachariah, that you'll forgive this little charade. But it was a means to an end, necessary to ensure peace of mind, the safety of Noctis, and those who will now welcome you. The ASC now believes you uprooted yourself to Aurora, where they will never go looking for you. So, keep a low profile here, and you'll have nothing to fear. I hope that suits your needs. To send you to Aurora was never really an option. The political climate is not exactly conducive to a technomancer. And here you have Phobos, who's offered to open the doors of his home to you. But I'll leave him to explain this better. Your brothers and sisters will follow you. Be well, Zachariah. Oh yes, one last thing before you go. So, I have some troubling news about your friend, Scott.
Where is he?
Mutants spotted him near the Shadow Path. Come here. Let me show you on the map.
Why would he go there?
Haven't the slightest. There's an abundance outpost there. Might have been taken there by force. From what my informants told me, he looked like he was in a precarious situation.
Thanks for the info, Dandolo. Owe you one. Like I got ripped off. Dandolo had planned everything from the start. The costumes, the rover repair, and he even let Victor settle down without a word. All of that just to organize a fake meeting.
What did I tell ya? A douchebag with real nice clothes is still a douchebag. Even though he totally fucked us over, I gotta say, what you just did back there, real classy. Victor the Dictor's probably having a little tantrum.
I'm glad you find it amusing, Amelia. Go south. My people's refuge isn't far away. But you have to know where to look, or you'd never be the wiser.
What's it like? Magical city hidden away in a floaty island or something?
Nothing like that. It's a valley, or perhaps more accurately, a crater. There is vegetation there unlike anywhere else. Truly something you've never seen before.
A secret place that's one of a kind? What the fuck are we waiting for?
I'm used to not being welcome wherever I go, but this place, won't we be despised for who we are? After what they've all been through, the grudges they hold against mankind, are more than understandable. But I'm worried, Phobos. Will your support be enough to grant us safe passage?
I believe so, but I'll also need to ask for Scump's support. He's our best orator, so as long as he's on board, it won't be a problem.
Farewell, Noctis. I'm sorry to have to leave you this way.
I'm sorry, Nisha.
Stop. It's not your fault. It's Victor's. I just hope I can come home soon.
And do your business here, but you cannot enter the valley. No human is allowed there.
There must be a way to make an exception.
Sorry, Phobos. You know that I respect you, but I am following orders. To be honest with you, it is for your friend's safety. I do not know how they would welcome them in there. Maybe if another speaker supported them.
I will go see Scum. I managed to see him. He offered me something. Scum is an important figure here, one of the great speakers. People listen to him. If he supports you, you will be able to get in without being lynched. But he wants you to prove yourself by helping a group of mutants. From what he hears, a group of mutants have escaped a labor camp. They have not arrived here, though, so he fears they have found trouble. We will need to find them and see what has gone wrong. Bring them safely to the valley, and you will not only earn their support, but Scum's as well. Quite the asset.
All right. Do we know how they were supposed to get here?
The shortest and safest route to take is the canyon, right here.
Let's go see what happened to them. These mutants took this canyon we were shown.
Hell yeah, fucking right. There aren't many paths leading to mutant valleys that are safe from the sun. We'll find them.
For a successful escape, the breakout is just half the battle. The other half is diligence. It is likely that they moved slowly and decided to stop and hide at nightfall, so I am not worried. But a little help never hurt anyone. See anything, Amelia?
Nope, but we're still far from that place he showed us. My baby's fast, but it doesn't go the fucking speed of light.
One must muster quite a bit of courage to escape from a city, only to risk it all in the desert, defenseless, while soldiers are in hot pursuit, or have already suffered greatly.
I wonder how long they chase after them once they've left the cities. Most people think it's impossible to survive in the desert. So wouldn't they figure they could let the desert do their dirty work for them?
I hope no one was wounded. Blood attracts creatures of all sorts, predators that'll pounce on the weak.
The day is rising. They must find a place to rest, and this cave is perfect to hide them from both the men and father's son.
But this cave he has a bad feeling. There's danger here, from the moment he wakes to.
No, we've already met and defeated danger, overcome it together. So he must stop behaving like a slave. Come!
Move away! Don't be afraid. Scum sent me from Newton Valley to protect you.
We're almost to Mutant Valley.
You have our thanks, man.
Call me Zachariah.
Then you have our thanks, Zachariah. We will not forget what you have done for us. We must hurry now, though. The day is coming.
You're just an old fool, aren't you? Risking your own neck to shelter the rogue. Well, if your neck's no value to you, it's no value to me either. I'm off to Afir. Soldiers, Abundance has fed its parasites for far too long. I think it's time we stop some of the leeching.
No, stop! Listen to me. Let me. Oh!
If I don't step in, they'll kill him.
What a sunjam fucking prick. You're so killing me.
I almost did a couple kills. Man, you know the talking though. You gotta go save Scott.
Zach, you came. I thought that it was all over. Thank you.
I wasn't gonna let those thugs kill you, but I'd like to know what you're doing here. Why did you disappear?
I was missing Abundance. I was hoping... Anyhow, that was silly. I'm sorry. He tried to torture me, you know? He wanted to know where to find you, but I didn't say anything.
I don't really understand how you ended up here. Anyway, let's get back. You're in bad shape. I can't figure out what Scott was doing in the desert with Alan. I better find some witnesses who saw what happened. Get to the bottom of it. Just in time. That toad could have done some serious damage.
Ugh, I think I'm gonna hurl.
But this is rather quite fascinating. Did you know that the lichen on its back is not merely a parasite? Well, maybe you did. Anyway, they actually have a symbiotic relationship. The lichen cools off the toad's skin, while the toad lets the lichen feed off the ooze. Well, oozing from its pores.
Yeah, now I'm definitely gonna hurl.
Thank the moons. We were able to save them. I don't know if they could have survived without our help. Scum will be happy to see they made it. The gates of Mutant Valley will open wide for you this day, friend.
I'm antsy to get to town. I'm getting tired of spending night after night in this rover.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to bump you up to first class, bitch ass?
No. But even you have to admit, it'd be nice to go to the bathroom with a door.
I'm anxious to meet Scum. He's quickly becoming a legend around these parts. Some people in Noctis talk about him like he's some kind of messiah, even though he's only just been freed from Abundance's prisons.
Yes, he has lived most of his life at Camp 19, but he has shown great wisdom since his arrival, and he is quite the speaker. I think you two will get along very well. I know not a more devout advocate for peace.
Zachariah, you look good. better than I. As if that was hard to accomplish.
What do you think about Andrew? He comes from Ophir like you, and he could have become a technomancer, but he had an accident.
I remember, yes. You know that I was the one who had spotted his abilities and had taken him to school, as I did for you? I thought that he was dead. That's what I was told, that he was dead. I shouldn't have listened to them. He looks perfectly alive now.
Yes, but he lost an arm during the accident, and he can't use technomancy anymore.
How so? That's ridiculous. Technomancy has nothing to do with arms. It is all in the head. You just have to... Let me think. Yes, I think that with... Yes, that's it. With a full Technomancer kit, I would have the parts needed to create a bypass on a classic prosthesis. I would need my notes to do that.
Your notes?
I studied Technomancy as well. Anyway, from a scientific standpoint, obviously. I've never thrown lightning bolts, and I can't do it physically. Moreover, those kits wouldn't suit me, I'm sure.
Scott, you studied technomancy?
Yes, and I had conducted in-depth research on the way in which your neural network expressed its static charge throughout your equipment. But all this is old. I can't remember it all, and I left my notes in Ophir. I won't have any trouble helping that boy if you bring me my notes and the equipment. You wanted something else?
No. Thank you, Scott. I'm gonna try to bring all that back.
We've reached the point where we're gonna spend hours upon hours turning the place upside down to find a mad scientist's secret diary. Fun.
If they're old notes, he may have hidden them before. You know.
Before Mad was added to the front of Scientist.
Whatever. I don't know when all that shit started. I've known him since forever, and he's always been completely whacked.
Zachariah, you look good. Better than I. As if that was hard to accomplish.
I brought you back what you asked for.
Oh, you found the ostrich egg cream.
No, but I found your notes on technomancy, and I found a full kit. For Andrew, the prosthesis.
Ah, yes! The prosthesis. Give it to me. No. It shouldn't take me long. Roughly a few hours, just enough time to go through my notes. It would go even faster if you gave me a hand. You really didn't remember to bring me any cream. That's too bad.
Very well. I'll help you. Pass me the prosthesis. So, Scott, success?
Of course. These kits are rather easy to adapt to a prosthesis, and it's given me ideas. You see, we could produce prostheses with an electrical transmission system, even for non-technomancers. We would just have to...
May I?
Here.
I'd prefer if all those people weren't around.
Let's go to a quiet place. Hey, watch out!
Oh, you bought it? Don't worry, I've already messed you up enough.
You got me.
You know, not using technomancy requires even more control, mastery. I'd completely forgotten this feeling of relaxation, peace.
Welcome back to your people, Andrew.
Thank you very much to both of you. It's so strange. I feel like I'm a new man.
You're welcome, my boy. Have fun.
It's not just the two of us. Without Connor, we couldn't have done anything. He's one of the master technomancers. He told me about your former abilities and asked me if I could help you recover them.
Connor. It was high time that he fixed his mistakes. It's you and Scott that I have to thank. Connor still owes me a lot before I forgive him right away.
You told me you learned where Scott was from mutants. You mind if I talk to them? Like to find out exactly what they saw.
Have suspicions about your friend, Zachariah? Sorry. None of my business, really. You can find them in Mutant Valley. They only passed through here to pass on some information to me, including the little tidbit about your friend.
Thanks. I'm gonna go find him.
What's the problem? The old man's story rubbing you wrong?
A little, yeah.
He's fucking weird, I know, but is he any weirder than usual? Valley, here we come!
Someone sounds excited.
Well, duh, the landscape's drop-dead gorgeous. As for the city, integrating with the valley's natural overhangs and alcoves to avoid using a metal dome, you're a genius. Makes me worry about getting fried. And we'll always be strangers there.
For now, most mutants don't have an innate hatred for humans. We just need to give them time to heal.
Still, we'll never be able to walk a mile in their shoes. And for that, we'll always be outsiders. I ain't mad, though. If I were them, it'd be my personal mission to fuck up every single humanoid who said good day to me.
Right now, we must focus on uniting our nation. I understand you find it difficult to feel at home, but know that you are a friend, and that as long as I live here, you will be welcome. And when our people are finally free, I know many of my brothers and sisters will welcome you too.
Don't stress out about the roof. You won't be instantly mutated. I have heard tales. But yeah, what a beautiful place. Natural, organic, how refreshing. Humans should take notes.
This city makes me sad.
You're not gonna cry, are ya? I just had these seats cleaned.
I mean, I think I would have liked to, know before of its existence. It's all right. Sad is too grandiose. Wistful? Yes, wistful. By Jove, I've done it.
Praise to the Shadow. You are here. I was getting worried about you.
What's going on, scum?
Kane is moving to take power. He came with dozens of followers, killed many who stood in his way, threatened to do the same to countless more. As for you and I, Phobos, I promise that he has already planned our deaths.
Zachariah, it is not my life I worry for. He will kill any and all who stand against him. He will wipe out human cities, destroying those with little more than sticks and rocks to defend themselves. Blood will drench this planet.
And I'm sure all our names are probably topping the list. And we better make a move before it's too late.
One of my ostriches. I think she's hurt.
Have you tried applying a lichen bandage? I've heard it works.
Only if you did.
It would seem they have blocked the doors to stop potential disruptions to the bloodbath they have prepared. I know of another way in, though. Follow me.
Holy shit, it was a slaughterhouse. What made that psycho turn on his own people? Here I was thinking that every problem could be solved if you had big enough backup.
That's how it should be. Unfortunately, people can't be stopped from stepping up and taking what they want.
Look what we have here. The fool who believed he was a more worthy chief than me. It is now my way or no way. Follow me, or follow death.
But you'll never change, Kane. Is your only path the one stained with blood, paved with hate? The same hate destroying your own people. Look around. This valley was once filled with peace, but is now filled with gravestones. You cannot continue to lead our people down this road.
You have gone too far, Cade. Fight someone your own size.
Do not kill him. Even if his heart pumps with pure hatred, spilling it makes us no better than he. It ensures more blood will follow. Please, be better than he is.
Scum. If I were as good as you, I would not be me. And that is all I can be. One cannot continue to trim a weed that will not stop growing and spreading its seeds. One must rip it out by the roots. He will start wars among us, or between us. He cannot live another breath.
Glad we taught that prick asshole Kane a little lesson. Scum's a good guy, though even if his name sucks. Gonna be hard to become chief with a name like that, even though he'd make a good one. Why aren't you running, Phobos?
I have no interest. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Zachariah, you are living proof that our people can live in harmony. You have helped us enormously, but now I believe it is time to make a decision.
We must present a chief to the Assembly.
The time for speaking, I am afraid, is dwindling. If our internal quarrels give rise to conflict within our own, we need someone to unite us. We must walk as one race, place differences aside.
Then it should be you. There is no mutant who lacks respect for you. And unlike Cain, your leadership will not spill blood.
As a strategist, though, you are greatly respected as well. Perhaps it is you who should run.
I'm not one of you, but I've traveled with you, Phobos. I've seen what you bring. You could be the chief they need. Now. At least think about it.
And I believe you would fill such a role much better than I. I have wisdom, yes, but yours comes with the rigors of youth, which I lost some time ago.
If both of you, in your hearts, truly believe it is best for us all, then, yes, I will run and see then what the people have to say. Zach, thank you for your support. I will always be here to lend you aid whenever you should need it, and I pray that you will find peace.
Thank you, Phobos. I wish you the same. And a little luck for both of us.
Friends, brothers, most know me. I am Phobos. I was one of the first seeds of our nation. I lead the fight for the deliverance of our race. Together, we fled from the corporations. We built our homes in this valley and forged it into our promised land. But our fight is not over. Freedom must be spread across Mars. Come, fight with me. Let us end this oppression and free all of our brothers who remain in chains. Only then can they experience the same peace and happiness that we have made for ourselves. Zachariah, we must talk.
About what?
This is your safe house. The ASC cannot reach you here, correct?
That's the hope.
But consider this. Even if Victor cannot reach you here, how many times has he tried to impede you, to track you? You've already had to escape from his grasp twice. Perhaps the time has come to be less passive, to gather your allies and take the offensive for once. Word of the power he accumulates in the People's Assembly of Abundance is terrifying. I speak not of violence, but perhaps of some other way to bring him down. With all that you have done for so many, I am certain many would be more than willing to come to your aid, and even more invigorated when that aid will bring such a tyrant to his knees. You have our support, the technomancers, and any others you can gather. And from the great heights to which he has climbed, the fall will be tremendous. He will not recover.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is time to take the offensive.
He's got a point, you know? Maybe you should talk to your captain. I mean, how long's the ASC been fucking over the army? They gotta be...
Greetings, Zachariah.
I think it's time I answered Victor's constant attacks. I'm gonna need help, though.
That's what family is for, Zachariah. We are family, united by the mutual suffering inflicted by Victor. His time to pay for all he's done has come. We are united in that.
Hey.
Hello. How are you?
Someone told me about you, so I wanted to come say thanks. Your instructions helped me save my friend.
I'm just happy you got there in time. We would have helped ourselves, but feared letting humans know free mutants roam around.
Don't blame you. You see what led to all of that? By the time I got there, they tortured my friend, and the technomancer in charge was leaving.
found himself surrounded by the technomancer and his soldiers. He wanted to know where they could find a man named Zachariah. You, I suppose.
What did he tell him?
Not the answer you are scared he gave. He said nothing of your location. Instead, he told this other technomancer that he knew who he was, but it did not seem to matter. The question was asked again. This time your friend screamed back that he knew who he was, and that they must listen to him. That is when they began to beat him, and he began to scream for mercy. Mercy that would not come, even as he screamed that he could do something for them. The violence only grew. That is when we ran to warn Dandolo. What he was offering to do for them, I do not know. He never said. But it did not matter anyway. All they wanted to know was where you were. Nothing else to them mattered. The torture lasted for hours. Your friend may be not all there, but his loyalty cannot be doubted.
Thanks. And thank you for going to Dandolo.
Of course.
Scott, thanks for coming. Please have a seat. I'm just trying to understand something.
Ah, a scientific query. Let us engage.
No, not quite. I just wanted to understand what you were doing with Alan under that shadow path. A couple mutants saw you and said you told Alan that you knew what he was, and that you could do... Of course, the jackass didn't give a damn. All he wanted to know was where we were. But what the hell were you trying to do, Scott?
Do? I wasn't doing. I was doing something, but not what... There are opportunities in life. He might have become an ally, a great technomancer. Even if you're not friends, he could... I was... a mistake.
Scott, you gotta be straight with me. Those guys are ready to kill you over this.
Straight like an arrow, yes, like a line. The shortest point between... I am sorry you find yourself on the run. I had hope you would reconcile with abundance, wanted them to embrace you back.
All I want to know is why you told him you knew what he was.
Perhaps you've had a hunch, or caught wind from wherever such winds come from, but I now know. Technomancy stems from mutation, and intentionally created mutation, what the settlers called gene therapy. We, of course, refrain from such potential pollution of real humans, and just the knowledge of such things, well, wouldn't settle most make things very different. My hope, though, was that such knowledge might scare Alan into supporting your cause. You see?
And what was this ability that you were talking about?
Just whimsy. A daydream, perhaps. Trying to remind him of my skills. Medical. Scientific. I yearn to return to abundant Zachariah. It is my mother. The idea of being discarded into a lawless city. If he remembered my worth, perhaps I thought he might help me return and bring you too.
I don't know what the hell you were thinking, Scott, but what's done is done. Let's get out of here.